Let the show begin. Sister Rosaria! So here you are! Choir practice is about to...
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend to.
Oh, but this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that all sisters will be present.
Hopes? That's odd, 'cause I don't recall a fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description.
I mean, sure, but...
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
What do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you'd still miss the opening ceremony. Who knows? Maybe this is someone's grand plan to make a fool out of you.
Huh? Well, that can't be. People aren't like that.
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings. Maybe you're a little too trusting of other people. Don't fret, nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up. But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've gotta get going.
Seems like that sister's an expert in making people believe anything.
I thought I heard something. Who are you and why are you eavesdropping?
We'd better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain. Or a trickster at best.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where. And you think I'm the trickster?
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was whispering so quietly.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... So it's you, the honorary knight that saved us from storm terror. Well then, given your status, I won't press you on your reasons for eavesdropping. Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
What? Do the Sisters of Mondstadt have the authority to arrest people?
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we? Why shouldn't sisters have a sense of justice?
That doesn't sound right. But Paimon can't think of a good comeback.
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains? If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his track. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
So, are you also looking for him?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. I couldn't care what you think. Come on then. I'd like to see what he's up to anyway.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
Let's dance.
Another.
Windblade. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting.
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
You're so suspicious. Why is Paimon a criminal in your example?
Let the show begin.
Yeah!
Send this quickly!
Shiver!
Let's move!
Judgment!
This is bad. I must collect myself.
Let's dance.
Counterattack! Some quiet. Send this quickly! Let's move!
Windblade. It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria, aren't you freezing?
Me? I'm all right. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Huh? Seems like there's more to being a sister in the Favonius Church than Paimon realized. Is that Albedo? Why would he hang around a place like this?
The word on the street is he loves painting. He'll hang around anywhere for a good landscape. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Potential paintings everywhere you look.
But can't he see those hilly churros? Isn't he in danger? Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk! Let's take them out of the picture first! Windblade!
Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my painting. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly churls unfinished.
What's up with painting hilly churls? What?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
Wow! Look at the detail! But some of it seems to have been done in a hurry.
You can find these hilly churls anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not worth closer inspection. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a distinct force in the cyclical lives of such primitive communities. Such unique attributes are an indication of evolution at work. Evolution, the transition from nothing into existence, from the no-
Hold your horses. Something tells me we're in for a thesis and I haven't got the stamina. We found your man. I'm headed back.
What? Don't you have any questions? What a weirdo.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. And I didn't have time to thank her. But back to the point. From her-
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
I see. So Sucrose. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary knight. You've got the whole of Mondstadt talking. I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, your elemental control. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. You came from afar. Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin?
Whoa. You want to start with that?
You're right. Giving a demonstration would be better than trying to for example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking about has produced no... It's like you, in that it hails from another world. Helping it to grow, to bloom. That's the problem my research is up against.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure.
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life, but you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you,
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
Mora, knowledge, and the answer to the question you are seeking. Time for a change of surroundings. We should be going. There's
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
Let the show begin. Judgment!
You can't run!
Go, Barb!
Paimon has a question. After the seed sprouts...
I don't know, but I feel the importance will lie in the method. Not using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute after awakening. Even... Still a little difficult to understand?
No! Paimon's got a brain! But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more interesting than whatever it was you were saying?
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit, dinner's on me.
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, manipulating the elements requires a vision. How you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ascertain. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? Fascinating. And this floating child is...
What a stupid question! Can't you see the gap between us? And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder... Did Paimon guide the element? But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick. No, that definitely can't be it.
Hey! How would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your body and that of the humans in the... Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in their research, it seems that only experimentation will... Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. I'd like to let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat them.
Huh?
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring in 6 Oceanid.
Slimes! Slimes are fine!
Well, prepare yourself.
Keep back!
Oh, let's dance!
Judgment! Windblade!
Let the show begin.
You can't run!
Keep back!
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the... If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally,
Internal flow?
it's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will if the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness. No bottom.
And in the abnormal...
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved. But if there is anything blocking your elemental, just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, it's a type of ore known as star silver. I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some all going to plan. We should be able...
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns. Let's keep our eye... I'll protect us.
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes. This one. Usable with a bit of polish. What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way. This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment.
Whoa! Look at all the data!
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between consider. You don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a base.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, being a cryoregisvine or even a wildflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, in that sense, things might.
Yes, sir.
After all, we've got our primary data already. If it turned out that she did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world.
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so excited to get the data. Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time being.
Great, I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all goes well, I'll hand it over to you. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. I've just tried some. It's in line with my expectation. Remember to keep calm at all times. And I'll be noting down all observable Remember to keep calm at all times. And breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Don't we have a job to do?
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. You said you tried some already. You sure it was ready? What's happened to her?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, but if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once the flow is complete...
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. Perhaps it's just scholarly self-assurance, and it certainly speeds things up. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to have.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference. People are the same, they can understand, empathize, encourage, and when you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. But a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine or an Eye of the Storm. To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you could see to collate...
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Really stretched my limit. Having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me. But starting with the premise of an elemental life...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter.
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a sucker. What Paimon meant to say was, that's the spirit? Mr. Albedo...
Before we can proceed with our research, I need to prepare something. If you're interested, why not have a look around?
Here comes Albedo! Let's go see him!
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting? Not to worry. They're all for alchemical purposes. You'd be hard-pressed to well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with but worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. So, leaving elements to one side. Do you? I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. No. You shan't be required to Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
That was your best effort? Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking as such. Rather, I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with... I suppose I have a curiosity for things that... Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat?
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more...
Not only is this recipe a staple for me, it's...
Paimon bets you're just hungry. It does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves. Good buddies are always on...
I'll leave you to it then. Looking for... If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can finish the last morsel.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that... How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food? Maybe try the willpower thing again. Get these ideas from anyway?
That was fast. Looking... An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. You seem well versed in the science of gastronomy. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless... Could it be that the natural laws of this world are limited?
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food.
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. And here's your portion. Enjoy.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole... Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong.
Hey! You were being nice a second ago. But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are good friends. You have good friends too, right?
Yes. I'm fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, moving on to the next there are all manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper places, I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me.
Paimon's barrel
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. Though, if you had, say, a superpower, like night vision or vibratory sensing, I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking just...
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh, yeah! This must be electrohypostasis powder. The extract of an anemo crystal fly can only be anemo elemental energy, right? This...
Goodness, you managed to find them. Incredible. I'm wondering, this elemental site...
Yep, guess it does sort of...
Unfortunately, though elemental site is only a never-before-seen otherworldly...
You mean, we failed again?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. Besides, I have to commend your deduction that the items would... Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capability. Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jump from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, could you... So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into a million fragments? Then... Then I shouldn't get too excited. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical...
Still in one piece! Good thing the vial's so strong. You want us to jump?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my
The opposite side of the lake. So...
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that seems most rational to us. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others, no matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. For me, then if you would, please.
Wait a minute! While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing, emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like. Your reputation precedes you, Traveler. The data shows that you're easily out.
But you followed us the whole way without...
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. If it turns out that the natural laws of Tevad do not affect you, if the natural laws of Tevad do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the innumerable possibilities that this could present, the captivating insights. It would be something to savor.
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few gold, petrified trees. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research. And all these things that start out as objects of fascination end up...
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly churls? Because you got to see something new and interesting?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part, quite...
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be like...
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me. Now, before we head back to the campsite, follow me. There are some...
You can't run! Go, Barbara, go!
I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capability. I'd like you to explore these ruins and return with your findings. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After complete, as with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish. Remember that this is a test of intellect. So should you get lucky in any way? So, let's see you in action. Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you. It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution.
dance. I'll protect us.
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out. Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look. What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for why they should ever have come to rest here, let me make a copy first.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery this, weird experiment that. It'd be nice to get some cool results for once. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Comparatively, the little reward I can offer is too small to mention. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the results of all this, unless you can think of anything better to do.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger? Drinking anonymous potions? Participating in all kinds of strange experiments? I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps...
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more sinister.
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway, he didn't even use any
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt.
So, what are you gonna do?
I've gotta hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, That's good enough for me. I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the agenda are the...
But we don't even know what they mean.
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing more to them. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. This is now a location of interest. Regular patrols should be set up. Now then, all things considered, I deem that you pose no immediate threat, which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your...
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! So, Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh. Never...
You're back. Good timing. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back? Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today, and it was very difficult to fit. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is... you're very...
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for...
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should... Have you ever considered that the world of Tevat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems... The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned, but... after imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, is not nurturing otherworldly life, also nurturing the world. It would seem that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of incomparable beauty.
Paimon thought, with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever.
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long it stays with us. A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently, lived to So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Things feel a little heavy. Don't be sad. You've got Albedo. Paimon really wants...
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower. I mean, at the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains, in the future, if the need arises, can I solicit your help again? Well, I made a point throughout of telling her how ordinary the results were, but what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy everything, can I rely on you to stop me?
Hey! Let's go see Timaeus! Paimon has a favor to ask him! It'd be great if we could catch Sucrose and Albedo too, but they seem really busy lately, so let's not get our hopes up. Hey, Timaeus! Is that Albedo? Why is he leaving?
Hey, it's the Traveler and Paimon.
Hello, you two. It's been a long time.
Were you having a really serious discussion right now?
Just a regular catch-up. We meet here once in a while to go through any recent developments.
So we just missed him! He didn't look in the best of moods just now, though. Was he upset about something? If so, he probably wouldn't have been in the mood.
Upset?
Yeah, he wasn't
Upset.
What are you looking at me for?
I wonder if Timaeus' research topic is so boring that Albedo finally snapped.
Surely not. It's not that boring, is it?
Nah. Anyway, Paimon wanted to ask you for a favor.
A favor?
Well, Paimon found a bunch of super duper sweet Sensetias in the mountains the other day. But if Paimon eats them all, then they'll all be gone. So Paimon was thinking maybe you could make a device that you put fruits in and it turns them into juice. That...
Oh, yeah, I'm afraid that sort of thing is a little...
Huh? Seems pretty straightforward to Paimon.
Paimon, I'm afraid you've entered into the realm of the weird and...
Okay.
I'm sorry. It doesn't sound like it falls within my area of expertise. I could give it a try if you really want, but I'd probably just end up giving all your precious fruits arms and let...
Whoa, your tone is so calm, but your words are so terrifying. Huh, you'd think I...
Well, as you know, my focus is on bioalchemy. Besides, keeping things fresh forever is just not possible. If you just wanted to modify certain properties of the fruit or their seeds, alchemists usually focus in on their own research areas. Take us, for example. Paimon, your idea is very imaginative. I don't think even Albedo can make such an incredible device. After all, alchemy is not mechanics.
Huh? Well, excuse Paimon for overestimating the power of alchemy.
In fact, before Albedo showed up, everyone in Mondstadt thought Of course, we know better now. But even then, I have to admit, alchemy is only one of the many wondrous arts in the world.
Paimon just wanted some fruit juice. What's wrong with that?
Oh, of course, these are just Timaeus' and my subjective opinions on the matter. If you're really intent on pursuing this wondrous device, you can... But I wouldn't get your hopes up. If he has no idea how to...
He doesn't seem to be in a good mood today.
He won't. Albedo is not that kind of person.
Hey, so where is Albedo?
Unless he specifically says otherwise, Dragonspine is where he usually goes. He seems particularly fond of that place. And...
Then let's go to Dragonspine to find him. Come on. This looks lively. What's the occasion? Let's go and have a look.
Hey, Traveler and Paimon. Fancy meeting you all the way out here.
Amber? Cyrus? Pallet? What's everyone doing?
Oh, the Traveler is joining us too. Oh, great! Fantastic! Wonderful!
I agree. I feel much better with the Traveler joining us. Definitely the...
Oh, right! Paimon remembers most of these people are from the Adventurers Guild. Then again, it seems a certain outrider...
The Adventurers Guild is holding winter training on As you know, our members have varying levels of adventure experience. Dragonspine is an excellent place for budding adventurers to chat. So, we made a plan for senior members to pair up with junior members. This way, now, every adventurer can progress together. I've been working on... Hey, you are an outstanding adventurer. Sure.
Is the Adventurers Guild short on experience?
Well, that's part of it, actually. The other reason is, when I was patrolling the perimeter of Dragonspine, I heard he lives here on the camp, so I escorted him back. I know. Joel's father went missing. I totally sympathize with how much Joel misses his family. Dragonspine is so bleak and deserted.
Aw, Amber.
Anyway, I wanted to do something to cheer Joel up, so I said I'd build a snowman with him. It also gives me a chance to stay here for a while and help Cyrus out. Aw, really? Thank you. Let's go meet up with Joel then. Oh, I invited another friend of mine to join too. She should be here any second. Hey, Cyrus, we've got to take off. Is that okay?
No problem. Go ahead. I still have some final checks to make. So,
You can't run! Ha! Yeah!
Hey, Joel, we're here.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy right now. It's nice to have... Are you here to build a snowman, too?
Build a snowman?
Oh, sorry. I forgot to do the introduction. This is Eula, the Spindrift Knight and captain of the Knights of Favonius Reconnaissance.
Amber, you're being far too formal. The child is never going to remember all. Please, just call me Eula. Okay, Auntie Eula. You can call
Auntie Eula?
Uh-oh. Eula's gonna add that to her long list of scores to set.
All right, if that's what you want to call me, go right ahead.
Whoa! Eula just let something go for one?
Amber, what's this I hear about a snowman? I came to assist because you told me the Adventurers Guild was short-handed.
Yeah, that's something else. But look, Joel's at the age where he should be having fun, and there's nothing to play with on Dragon's. He used to build snowmen with his dad, and since his dad's not around, we're keeping him company instead. Besides, Eula, it's gotta be more fun than taking an ice bath all by yourself. Let's combine our forces and build ourselves a huge snowman.
Yep. Count Paimon in too. Paimon wants to build a snowman.
Auntie Eula, are you too busy to join? If so, it's okay. No, nothing like that. My mind was on something else, that's all. Building a snowman with Joel, are we?
Then let's get started. First, we need to split up into teams to gather some supplies. Joel and I will be on one team. You and Eula can be on the other team. Hey, Joel, see that huge tree over there? Want to race me there?
Yeah, let's do it!
Wow. Those two are... It's hard to tell which of them is having more fun. Hey, what's up with you two? Why are you just staring at each other without saying anything?
Well... Joel probably hasn't spent much of his life in the city. He doesn't know me. And he doesn't know what the Lawrence name means to the people.
Right. That's why he calls you...
True. In his eyes, I'm just another ordinary person. It was a surprise, but not in a bad way at all. How very perceptive of you. Were you staring at me the whole time when everyone was talking? You shan't be getting off lightly for that. The truth is, I'm a little concerned that I might be quite inept at... I have never built a snowman before. My upbringing was very strict, so I never had the chance when I was a child. And after I grew up, of course, it's not the sort of thing I would spend my time doing.
Oh, no. Paimon's starting to feel sorry for Eula.
You sound confident. All right then, enough small talk for now. I see we have a member of the Adventurers Guild joining us.
Greetings. We have a slight problem here. We've done a head count, and it turns out that we have an odd number of participants. In other words, how it happened